Hey! Hey there! Today I'm gonna show you my build for the Divine Punishment. As part of the recently buffed weapons, it's finally time for Divine Punishment. Going straight to the point, this weapon is very similar to my recent Fallen Hope build. The only difference is that the weapon's ability focuses more about receiving buffs and bonuses when you either give buffs to your allies or debuff your enemies. Buffing allies will grant you multiplicative defense bonus, and recovering your allies' HP, MP, custom resource, or shield will give you a skill cooldown reduction buff. This can be good for supports because it helps their cooldown, which can free 1 or 2 module slots. Debuffing the enemy, however, will give you a bonus to your weapon attack. The bonus attack is a weaker version of Fallen Hope's bonus attack, but it activates exactly the same, which is when you inflict a debuff to the enemy. This includes the enhanced focus rounds. Like the Fallen Hope, this weapon also has a usable critical stat, but it leans a lot more towards a multi-hit build because of the 90% multi-hit damage. And to tell you straight, there's no point for a non-support Descendant to use this weapon. And even with supports, it's a very niche weapon to use. But there's absolutely nothing wrong if you want to use this weapon for fun. For general build, very similar to the Fallen Hope build, but multi-amplification has lesser value. You can go weak point sight if you have high weak point hit rate or even ultra precision strike. Make sure to replace the module slot with overwhelm if the enemy is weak against pierce. For a support Descendant that can easily buff allies, go with multi-circulation for the free slot. For crit Descendants, again quite similar to the Fallen Hope build. However, you can replace multi-piercing trigger with half aiming if you have a high weak point hit rate. You can also replace edging shot with insight focus if you integrate crit rate on arcade tuning. Again, Gley is also similar, but replace weak point sights with overwhelm if enemies are weak against pierce. The same thing goes to Serena. If you don't like using sharp precision shot, you can use multi-hit induction and the damage difference is very small, unless you have a high weak point hit rate. Like the multi-hit circulation, Serena can easily stack the buffs because of him, and you can also use the ability naturally. Replace multi-circulation with multi-amplification if you're doing contents alone. The only problem now is whether you can hit your weak points or not. If not, replace half aiming with fire priority or maximize weight balance module if you're using sharp precision shot. This weapon strength only comes from the bonuses for Descendants that can buff or heals allies, but those bonuses don't contribute to the weapon's damage. So this weapon can be considered as a niche stat stick weapon for supports. It would have been better if the buffs improved the weapon's damage or even have supporting capabilities by shredding a boss or reducing the boss's critical resist. Again, huge shout out to Dean's Discord bot. Extremely helpful when I want to quickly take a look at the boss stats. That's it for the video guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!